Hello, everybody. Welcome to the team show here on the Blue Abroad YouTube channel. It is Thursday, the 7th of August, 2025. We are here ahead around 22. We have had a little bit of I don't know, is it a sugar hit? Is it a sugar hit? Is it a pressure release? But we've had breaking news that has come to us in the last hour. My goodness. And that'll be I guess, the starting point of this show. We will obviously talk about the game on Saturday. We will cover all the bits and pieces of news that have come through. But I do think we will start with the reaction from you. That's what I think. That's where I think the show starts, and we'll go through everything and have some fun with it. That's all we have. In a year that has just disintegrated week by week. I don't know what this means, but who is here? Hello, Hyde. I saw you earlier in the comments. Looks like worst case scenario. I've been saying for weeks he's in. Voss will be coach. In saying that, I'll back Graham Wright. He obviously sees something there and backing in changes elsewhere. Aiden, angry Aiden. I should put the link in. That's right. If anybody would like to come in and share their thoughts on the Michael Voss news, or anyone or anything, there's the link. Hit the link, join the show, share your thoughts. I would love to get both sides of the argument on this one. Hello, Rocco. Aiden, you have a lot to say and you're not angry. I'll see it when I believe it. I kind of like angry Aiden, though, personally. Hello, Kate. You glad he's staying? Tatum's tantrum. It is going to be fun. It will be fascinating. Hello, Kel. Who else is here? Fermi. Yeah, I'm sure that's going to come up. Hello, Graziella. Sammy. Hello. Sandra, just spoke to you. Hello. Damien is trusting in Voss. Hello, Jen. Hello, Josh. What a day. Malcolm, hey, mate. Who else? Who have I got here? I got Wayne. I see Donnie. I see Dione. I'm here. Hello, Paul. Hello, Mr. Edwards. Good to have you around, my friend. Riser, you're gutted about the decision. Not a sugar hit. I think I can see you in the waiting room. I'm going to get you in shortly. Yes, no leaking. It came from the club. Hello, Christina Bombonati. All right. Shall we get some people in? There's quite a few of you. Quite a few of you have lined up. Hello, Libba. Tony. Hello, mate. Robert. Josh Lofts. All right. Put the link in one more time. You have to line up just briefly if you want to come in and talk. Riser, you got in first. Hello, mate.
G'day, Terry. How are you, buddy?
And I'm good. Yourself?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. Could have been a better day. I think that decision is one of the worst decisions we've ever made at our football club, to be honest, Terry. It was a bit spineless, to be honest, mate. Look, the guy, he's lost to Richmond and North. And he hasn't really improved our game style. Obviously, our assistants aren't that great. Mate, I was just speaking to my son today. He's gutted too. We're both legend members as well. We backed Voss at the start. We loved what he did. And in 2023, we just don't know what happened to his game plan after that, buddy. It's just gone to shit, to be honest. That meeting last night took 5 hours to come up with the decision to keep him. So I'm just going to assume that there was a little bit of backlash between some of the board members. Maybe
no. I mean, they spoke about a lot of things more than just the coach.
Yeah. No, totally.
They would have spoken about, I reckon, all of Graham Wright's recommendations about the department, the playing list. They would have probably spoken to list management and their plans for trade. I don't think that meeting yesterday was all about Voss. I know that the media played it out to be that way, but that's not what it was.
Yeah, no, totally. No, definitely they would have talked about some other stuff. But, yeah, look, mate, if they couldn't come to a decision about this guy moving forward and they want to put some new assistant coaches around him with some game plans and some systems, whatnot. Mate, we've got players that want to leave. We've actually got players that actually wanting to leave. And we've heard stories about Walshy and Cripper not being happy with the coach. What's going on? I just don't get it. So we have to sit back. Maybe by round 6, 7 next year, the same shit will happen, I'm thinking. And, yeah, they're going to sack him. Don't we have money or something? Or is there any other coaches out there, mate? I just don't understand the plan. I know Carlton have sacked our coaches over the years, but you've got to keep sacking until you find the right one. That happens with anything. And unfortunately, we're the club that just keeps getting the wrong ones. I'm pretty passionate about this, Terry. I know my footy, mate, and I think he was a great coach, great player, sorry, but his coaching style is matching what's happening up in Brisbane. If you have a look at what happened up in Brisbane and his stats there towards the end of his tenure, I think he had almost nearly a dozen players wanting to leave Brisbane, and Doherty was one. So it's just history repeating itself. He sounds like a narcissist every time he talks. He will never.
Just to add to that, I mean, you talked about Doherty. Doherty's the same guy that yesterday said, "Get what you can from the club, and just do what you can for yourself." So, I mean,
Yeah, I
it's
know.
all good and well. It's all good and well to pander to the players, but when you got players retiring and coming out and going straight into the media and saying, "Get what you can from the club," doesn't that give you a bit of an insight into the attitude of the playing group?
Very true. Yep, it does. No, you're right there, mate. You're right there.
So it's like Jack Silvani and anyone else want to like kick up a stink. They want more money.
Yeah.
I think for the first time, it's time to start saying, instead of what can the Carlton Football Club give you, it's what can you give to the Carlton Football Club.
No, I agree with that. We have to change that. Definitely.
So maybe you got to weed out some of those player attitudes to do that.
Yeah, no, I agree with that totally. But what about the coach attitude?
What about the coach's attitude?
I don't think it's right. I don't think he doesn't. Well, for instance, when he blamed us, Carlton supporters, for threatening him, did he give us an apology back? That's narcissism, Terry. Come on, mate.
That I agree with. And
Yeah,
I actually don't know if that came from him. I reckon that was from the club. I reckon the club spent, and I said that at the time, they weaponized it. And they never pulled back on it when they realized it wasn't a Carlton supporter.
You did one post last night, mate, and it was a wonderful video. I thought it was fantastic. It was the post. It was the Damien Hardwick after the Essendon loss, his interview. That was phenomenal, and it just goes to show you what kind of a real coach with real heart and real care for a football club to see it get better. He used those words, and ever since that time, mate, that was spot on, Terry. That is a great example for Voss to follow. And if he doesn't get a little bit, I don't know, real with himself and the football club, just like Hardwick was, I can see this happening all over again next year, Terry. And we're just like putting Band-Aids on it, as you say, yeah? I'm just a little bit worried, mate. That's all.
So before today,
Yep.
were you, I don't know exactly what your opinion was, but were you saying, I trust in Graham Wright, he knows what to do, he's done this before? I don't know where you were on that.
Yeah, no, I was with everyone with that. Obviously he's got the background, he's got the history. So I was really trusting in that. And then obviously, all the rumors and everything about him having Vossi in 4th or 5th spot on his coaching list at Collingwood, and then today, coming out and saying he's backing the man.
It's also a very different playing list that Collingwood have.
Yeah, we don't know if that was actually true or not. So yeah, we can go off speculation, I guess. But yeah, look, I have all faith in Graham. I still have a lot of faith in the man. I just don't know what he can do with that bloke in Voss, because he just needs to really look, mate. As a senior coach, don't you take most of the responsibility for your game day actions, your system? Okay,
Totally.
you've got assistants, but he hasn't got a system, mate. At the end of the day, that bloke does not have a system. So how's he actually going to word that to his players? Again, he came down from the box against Fremantle, looked in no man's land, and the players are seeing that, mate. I don't know if you played footy, Terry. I don't really know your background, but I played footy as well, and it doesn't matter what level you play at. Body language is a big thing, and if that comes across to players, and vice versa, obviously, it's not a good mix.
Do you reckon Vossi's body language has been poor?
Vossi?
Are you saying that Vossi's body language has been poor, or the players' body language has been poor?
The players' body language has been poor, bad, really bad.
Yeah.
It's gotten worse over the year as the years progressed. But the coach is supposed to be able to build that. That's his job. And if he's lost the players with that, the body language of Voss, we all could see it. We could hear it in the tone of his voice. We could see it in his face. He was very excited there to talk at every press conference for the first 2-3 years. And then this year, it's just, the pressure's there. And then it's just like rhetoric words, the same wash. So whatever the club tells him to say at press conferences, do you think Hardwick will be going on everything Gold Coast tell him to say in a press conference, or he has a little bit of himself in there because, he has his own pride as well, Terry?
Well, I think it's hard to compare because Carlton is such an established football club with a totally different culture. If anything, Gold Coast would be telling Hardwick, do and say what you want because any attention we get is good attention, whereas Carlton sneezes. Vossi left work yesterday and there was a news article saying Voss leaves Carlton after board meeting. Like the guy just leaves work for the day and it's a headline. Whereas Dimmer doesn't it doesn't have it's a bit hard to compare Gold Coast with Carlton, in that regard. Like I get what you're saying, but I don't know if you
just on the coaches, mate. Just on the coaches, yeah. I'm only going off the coach. I'm not comparing the clubs. But you need a coach to have those strong words and those strong ethics, so to speak, yeah? And you say it in a press conference, God, the world hears it, mate. And they listen, especially the players in the club. And that's one of the reasons why you can see that Gold Coast have gone up and up. They've left it all up to him because they know he's experienced that, being able to talk to the media, being able to obviously do what he has to do with his players, but to get the best out of the club. They've allowed him. Gold Coast have allowed him finally. They've allowed someone in that club to do something. And I think Carlton should do the same a bit in a way. But look, I'm only just talking about the Vossi thing. I have to give it a chance, I guess. We have to all give it a chance and see what Righty's going to do at the end of the year. We could all say getting new assistant coaches, but who's available, Terry? Yeah, like, are they wanting to leave to come to Carlton as assistant under Vossi? That's another question. Yeah. Will they? That's a big question that we got to ask ourselves. It's just not going to happen like that. Yeah.
Well, you bring an assistant that maybe wants to be a coach, and like worst case scenario, Vossi's still not the man next year, and you have an assistant who's ready to be a senior coach for an opportunity.
Yeah,
best case scenario, it turns around and Vossi's got an elite senior coach. Worst case scenario, Vossi's not the man, and the senior coach that you brought in this year is a potential coach.
Yep, never thought of that. That's a good one. Absolutely. I'll go with that too. Yeah, no, that's a good one.
Let's see. We'll just move with it, I reckon. But I love it,
man.
Mate. Yeah, thanks for calling in.
No, man, it was good. Thanks for having me, Terry. It's first time, but thank you very much, mate. I love your show. Keep it up the good work, buddy.
My pleasure, mate. Go Blues.
Go Blues, mate. See ya.
See ya. Aiden.
Why, Terry?
I'm good, mate. Let me have it. What do you got? What do you think?
It's not the decision that I wanted, and I'm pretty sure not everyone wanted. I thought after probably the North game, actually, no, I thought after round one that we should get rid of him. And as the season progressed, as you've seen, as everyone else has seen, I thought he's stubborn on the way that we want to play. He's sticking to his guns, and I'm like, if he wants to, regardless if he stays where he goes, just go fighting on your own way. Like, if you're going to leave, then die on your own sword. And seeing the statement tonight, I'm like, this is the most un-Carlton thing to happen. in a long, long time. Like for us to stick by a coach that's had a really poor season, I'm actually really surprised that the club has done that. It's a pretty big ballsy decision for Graham Wright to make because I think I said this to you a few weeks ago that if he is going to stick by him, then you need to put really good people around him. And hypothetically, let's say if the season starts pretty bad, what's he going to do? Is he going to get rid of him or is he going to stick by him till the end of next season? And I felt like that I didn't think that Graham Wright would want to stick with Voss in his very first tenure. Because just in case, if let's say, as I said before, if the season does start shit, and if he has to sack him, then it's going to look bad on Wright, and there would have been question marks on him. And yeah, I mean, I can complain and I can rant about it, but you have to back the decision. And again, Graham Wright apparently, yeah, he's known for being the best in the business with this kind of stuff, and yeah, he started off with a huge bang. So.
I just think Graham Wright has clearly seen it differently to a lot of people.
Yeah, I think he probably has seen that,
and he's had a year. So it's not like remember when Brian Cook came in? He came in right sort of towards the end of the coaching search when we like he wasn't really around long enough to have proper input in the decision on the coach. Whereas Wright has come in full 12 months. He's seen the ups, the downs, the preseason, the collapse, all of it. Everything we've seen, he's seen, plus what's happening on the inside, what's happening with the players, who's squealing, who's sooking it up, the behaviors. So I don't know, man.
Yeah, I mean, like he's been everywhere, like coaches, like there's been vision of him in the coach's box as well. So again, like as you said, like he knows more than what we do. We only just assume what's happening, but he probably thinks that it's a player issue or like a head of footy issue, like who knows? But I mean, it's a pretty ballsy decision for him to make. But again,
isn't that what we wanted?
I mean,
ballsy decisions. Because I'm starting to think people didn't really want to trust Graham Wright's decision. I'm starting to think people wanted what the people wanted.
Yeah, I mean, you are.
And to be honest, I kind of like that he went against what the loud minority wanted. If I'm being honest.
Yeah, I mean,
a lot of these leaks and a lot of these inside information, like rubbish.
Yeah.
The messages I got, all like he's gone, rubbish.
Yeah. So yeah, he's completely flipped the whole thing around. So yeah, again, like we've all been screaming for ballsy decisions, and this is a massive decision to make. And I mean, we will find out really quickly come October what players want to stick fat and keep put and which ones want to leave. And if I'm being honest with you, I don't care what players leave, to be honest with you. If they want to go, they can go. If they don't like Voss, then so be it. There's the door. I don't care who it is. Charlie, Silvani. I just want players that buy in and want to do well for the club. And yeah, I fear that I don't want to say that there will be a mass exodus, but
good. What are we afraid of with mass exodus? Like, fuck them if they don't want to be around. If they want to play for a pay packet, no problem. That's okay. Just don't do it here.
Yeah, I get that, but like
because you want people that play for the emblem, right?
Correct, yeah.
So if there's a mass exodus because players want more money, fuck off. Go get it.
Yeah, true.
So why are we ruthless when we want to be ruthless, but not like, but if Jack wants to go, it's a contradiction.
Yeah, I get that, but like I'm just pretty worried that again, like I'm saying, like I don't care who leaves, but if we see a mass exodus, like again, some people will take it the wrong way and the right way, but I just hope that it doesn't set us back. But I'm thinking way too ahead at this point. And again, like as you said, if players don't want to be here, and if they want to be here for the wrong reason, well then there's the door. And I'm sure that the players that we will get in return should fill up spots. Should a lot of change happen at the end of the year. But
I think this puts the accountability a little bit more on the playing list than what it has in a long time.
Yeah, and that's what I mentioned before as well, because these players, like they nearly got a fourth coach sacked in 10 years, and that says a lot about them. more than anything. And what have they done in the last 10 years for like a lot of people wanting these players to stay? Like, what have they done? Make a prelim? Like, is that really it? Like, again, like I feel like there's some players that are kind of entitled and selfish a little bit, and they're not really here for footy reasons. If I'm being completely honest, it's just my opinion, and I feel like those players kind of need to go. And the whispers that we've all been hearing about a certain player having meetings with what's his name, Brad Scott, then that's kind of the root of the problem. This is a lot.
It's okay.
Yeah,
Wish you
exactly.
all the best. Like, I'm sorry that if our offer's not enough, no worries. It's all good to play footy for a living. Mate, if you could play footy for a living, I'm sure everyone would do it.
Yeah.
And yeah, you're right. I mean, didn't Doc's quote yesterday give you an insight into the mentality of the group?
I didn't actually watch it, so I'm actually unsure what he said.
Okay, I might play it a little later. He basically said Jack's got to do what Jack's got to do for Jack and Jack's family, and he's 28. It's your last chance to get a good contract. And it kind of sparked it to me like, yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
About,
get what you can.
Money, mate.
Well, that's fine. And that's fine. Just don't do it here. Because we've been doing it for too long.
Yeah, I know. With William Sard and all that, McGovern, like, yeah, I think, again, like, if it's about the money with certain players, then they can leave. Go to Gold Coast, go to Essendon. I don't care. Like, I want us to win flags now. I've had enough of holding on to players that I've grown up with that do not want to be here for the right reasons, even though they claim they are. But I genuinely think after 10 years of watching them, they aren't. Dead set. Like, yes, they made a prelim, but after that, we were meant to make the next step, but we didn't because of entitlement, selfishness, and look what that's nearly gotten them into a fourth coach sacking. And I'm glad that they didn't sack him. It obviously wasn't what I wanted, but it probably, like, it says that the club is heading for a new direction at the moment.
Wait. You're glad they didn't sack him? It's not what you wanted. Which one is it?
It's not what I wanted, but it probably sends a message to the playing group and to the fans that, hey, this is what we're going to do from now on. Like, this is a new direction.
Oh, yeah. Like, it's our way. It's not your way. It's our way.
Yeah. Because over the last 20 years, like, it's just been constant sackings. What do the fans want? What do the players want? When it hasn't really been like, okay, what could be the potential best direction for the club? So, yeah, I kind of didn't make sense, but I mean, yeah, that's
you're easily swayed.
Yeah.
You're easily swayed.
Yeah, I know, but like, I need to back the decision in. Like, that's the thing. And I mean, if the club are going to take this new direction of wanting what they want to do instead of listening to other people and what they want to do, then I mean, who knows where we could end up.
What about Saturday night?
I hope they don't play Walsh.
True.
Yeah, there was training photos of him today that I saw before, and that says to me he's going to play. I really hope they don't. Yeah.
Wait, the club put him up on where?
It was on social media somewhere, one of the platforms.
Oh yeah, Wiedering, Cowan, Walshy. Oh boy.
Yeah, I don't.
Why not? He's the vice captain. He's a leader.
I get that, but like with his injuries and all that, wouldn't you want to like put him on ice and kind of do what we're doing with Charlie?
Because I don't know if Walsh needs surgery though. Charlie needs surgery.
Oh no, I'm not saying like he needs surgery, but I'm just saying like, what's really the point of playing him? Because again, season's over, but I'd rather have him put on ice, make him do a full preseason, healthy preseason, and let's say if we do play him and if he does something again to his back or anything else, then that could potentially prevent him from having a full preseason. And a full preseason Walsh, as we saw in 2021, he can go to a really, really high level. So
let's see. We'll find out in about an hour's time, my friend.
Yeah.
All right. Take care. I'll speak to you a couple of days.
Hopefully. Right, sir.
All right. See you, man. Smoking Man with the $8 donation. Good call by Wright. Time for players to be held accountable. Sick of hearing if he's lost the players, especially when the players have had so many. Fair enough. Kylie, nothing changes if nothing changes. Thank you. All right. Josh, hello, mate.
Hey, mate, how you going?
Yeah, very good.
Very good, mate.
There's a bit on today, isn't there? There's a bit happening.
Yeah. It feels probably the biggest day for the footy club this year, you'd say.
Yeah. It's up there.
Yeah. I think it's probably the biggest because I guess it puts the biggest question to bed. Is he going to be the coach next year or not?
Yeah. Well, it's going to be the first of a lot of questions because there's a lot of people that we're going to find out if they're sticking around or not, both in the department, board level. Diesel's just said he's got the brain of an 80-year-old. So, like, there's that. Like, playing group. Some people want to go fucking, play the games of contract negotiations in the public. It's all like it's going to be the most active off season I can remember. Like last year was a surprisingly active off season because we traded up for pick 3 and that was a surprise. This year, like we just know going into it, just player movement's happening.
Yeah, it's going to be a big off season. Well, I think the next probably September, October, November going into pre-season's probably I think it's the biggest pre-season for this football club in probably 10 years because we backed in Voss to play out the last year of the contract. The playing group need to pull their fingers out of their ass because it's just not good enough. And obviously, players moving to Koning, he's gone. He's gone. Silvani's gone. There's no way he sticks around. There's been so much smoke with all that. So he's gone. And I wouldn't be surprised if there's a few other big names that have moved around. I'm fine with it. Personally, I'm okay with it. I think we're not getting anywhere with the attitude of the current playing group. And I think they need to be brave. They need to make the bold call. And
my thing about it is, and I said this as well, if they extend him, we start the year next year and he's out of contract at the end of next year. So that's pressure. If we're 1-3, jungle drums.
that's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. Well, I guess that will play out in its own time. I'd like to see what they do with assistant coaches and all that. I've read that Ken Hinckley might be approached for some sort of role. I don't know if that's in an assistant role or if it's head of football, but did you see that?
Yeah, it's been up in the air.
Yeah.
Don't mind it. I don't think I think Ken's coaching days might be done.
Yeah, definitely coaching days.
Yeah. But like saying like we need to beef up the department, like senior heads, like 3-4 of them, like senior experienced football heads. I think Graham Wright, he's obviously CEO. That kind of caliber of experience, like Mark Williams, that type of experience.
Yeah, I'd love to see Jimmy Bartell at the club.
But is that because Jimmy Bartell played for Geelong and he's got a popular name? Okay.
No,
he was at the Giants.
He's done all right at GWS.
He was at the Giants. That's true. Yeah, he was.
Yeah, I think I'd just like to see him because he did well there. And also, I mentioned this to you earlier, but maybe we are closer than what we think we are. Because if Graham Wright is going down the path of keeping Voss, I feel like if he thought it was a full rebuild, or well, use that term however you want. If he thought it was a rebuild, I feel like you get a new head coach, and that coach builds the identity and all that. I don't think they would have stuck with Voss. So maybe we are a lot closer than what we think we are. Right now, it feels miles away because it's just been such a forgettable, or maybe unforgettably shit year for the football club. But maybe we are closer than what we think we are.
I don't know.
I really don't want to.
I don't know, man. I don't know, man.
Want to put it out
apparently,
there,
Graham Wright apparently knows, but we'll see. We'll find out.
Yeah, my cousin, I remember he's a Collingwood supporter, and Graham, he loved everything Graham Wright did for them. He loves, and he said to me the other day, he's like, "Oh, Like, I just have a feeling like, and he's like, I'm not trying to get you excited or anything, but Graham Wright, he knows his shit. Like, you guys might not be that far away, but
He's got the runs on the board. He does.
Yeah.
He's got the runs on the board. And he's not at the point in his career that Brian Cook was. Brian Cook was very much at the end, and it was just like one last little bit of a little injection into the retirement fund, so to speak.
Yeah, I think so. Well, we'll see. I'd love to see what happens with our list as well. Obviously, I mentioned before, there's some obvious player movements, but I still think we lack a really good small forward. I don't know if Jesse Motlop can be that, but we do need that. It's just so important to have that in the modern game style of footy. And as much as like Silvani's probably out, he has been injured and unreliable, I guess, over the last 4 years. But we still do need, I think Wiedering still needs a partner, and probably one for the more of the long term. If they, what's the rumors around Haynes? A 1 year contract extension?
So far,
That's what they're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's only 1 year. We need someone that I know Hoff is probably going to be that, and you've got Peter Dean's kid coming through next year. But I still think we need a mature age defender, probably just a little bit younger than Haynes in that age bracket. That will be a big help, and then obviously a bit of speed through the middle.
Mate, let's see what happens. Last question. What are the changes? Who comes in?
To be honest with you, mate, I didn't even really pay attention to the team they fielded last week. I elected to go, mate. The first half of the Freo game, I just came back from my cousin's 30th, and I'm just like, fuck that, I don't want to watch that. So I just went down to the beach for a walk and watched the sunset and just relaxed. And then I looked at the score actually, and I was like, oh, we're 30 points up, but we're still gonna fucking lose.
Fair enough. Well, I'll speak to you in a few days.
See you, mate. Go the Blues.
Go Blues. Wow. Joel returns.
Oh, I do return.
Wow. He's arrived. He's back in town.
G'day, everyone. I think we could finally move on. Feels look, I was surprised because I had been thinking that Boss would go, but
you've been pretty big on the players from the very beginning, I must say. You've been players first in terms of your critique of the problems.
In terms of defending them, or
no, in terms of holding them to account. I would say you have looked at the players first before. I mean, the coach is obviously accountable, but you have been really big on some of these players not pulling their weight.
Correct. And that's what exactly. So you read my mind. That's the way I'm feeling now. I think it's time for it looks like they've made a decision that Voss is performing or will perform to his role. That will be probably it will change. Probably will not change. What am I trying to say here? Trying to process everything. So, I think that they've made it the right call now that the players, they weren't capable of performing, and so that's the path they're going down. That hopefully we'll see some changes in terms of personnel there.
Well, as Damien Hardwick said last year, it's time to grow the fuck up.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So now, in terms of the coaching element, I think they will, assistants will go. I think assistants will go. I'm just guessing. Of course, I'm just only guessing. But you're exactly right. I think that we'll see some changes, and it'll just be interesting to see who goes and who stays, and where that leaves us in the long term.
Are we a chance Saturday night?
Sorry. Oh no! Look. No. Because because just to support what I'm saying, it's the players out in the field ultimately, and they're just not good enough. Now whether whether the coaching was good enough is difficult to say, because I think ultimately the way the competition's going is we don't have the cattle to win games. And that's probably a blight on the recruiting. So that's one change that'll possibly be made. And where that leaves us, as I said, long term, is just, well, that will just play out. But I think, as I said, when I first came on, I think it's sort of a sigh of relief that decisions been made. We can move on. We can move on in terms of getting the pieces, the rest of the pieces of the puzzle in place. Because I think the most important move's been made. A lot of people I've heard commentary in the last hour or so around the board kind of not having the balls to sack him, but I think
thought sacking him would have been the easy thing to do, no?
I
thought backing him in was the gutsy thing to do. That was my read on it. I think sacking him would have been just give into it. I mean, that's just my opinion.
Yeah. Well, it's really what's happened since Dennis Pagan was sacked. All those coaches since, and I guess it's all hypotheticals, but I think I rest easy. Obviously, I'm come on here now that hopefully a good decision's been made, and we'll just see it all play out. Look, I think the players look in terms of players. Just to sort of dive in there, I think we'll see who's really who's mature enough and man enough to now lead this team into hopefully the good days again. And I think Graham Wright. He has got the runs on the board, as you were saying. The last person. So I think, I'm just
find out.
John? I'm just relieved, really. Relieved.
Always good to see you, my friend. You take care.
All right, cheers, bye.
Paul.
Terry, how are you?
How are you, our new Aussie friend?
Aye, indeed. I'm sizzling in Darwin at the moment.
What are you doing in Darwin? What's happening there?
Oh, touristy things. Just done Catherine Gorge and Kakadu National Park up in the top end. Have you ever been up here?
I've not been up there.
Can't believe it, mate. I'll tell you what, there's loads of Blues fans up here. I'm
Really?
still wearing this cap that I've had on for 3 weeks. I don't even take it off now when I go to bed. I just wear it, and everyone around here just talks to me because I'm a Carlton fan. Even in the bar here last night, there was a guy wearing his Geelong Cats cap. He avoided me, actually, the guy last night. But most people, it just opens so many conversations. So I'm absolutely loving it. Just got to try and find somewhere to watch the game on Saturday, because we will have moved on to Kununurra, if you know where that is. Some kind of godforsaken place in Western Australia. I've just got to find a small little pub. If anybody knows somewhere that's going to be showing the footy on Saturday night in Kununurra, please let me know.
All right. Well, there's a couple of hundred people watching. If anybody knows where to watch the footy, it's a very niche question. But if anybody knows where to watch the footy in Kununurra, then please let us know in the chat. Paul, do you have any thoughts around the news we got today in Vossi? And
look, I'm really, really pleased that at last we have some certainty with the head coach. There's nothing worse than uncertainty. And I think whether you back this decision of the board or you don't back the decision, the fact that it's been made, you've got to back Graham right. And if it's his decision with the board, then you back Vossi for next year. Personally, I'm still new, as you know, to the Blues, but you just got to give this guy who is completely passionate about Carlton. You've really got to give him another season. So I'm really pleased about that. I'm hoping that the fact that a decision has been made now, that we might see something happen on the pitch the last couple of games. So yeah, I'm, as usual, buzzing for the match on Saturday. I'd like personally to see an unchanged team with probably McGovern playing for O'Farrell, giving the kids another chance. And like most people, probably don't expect us to win. However, I just want to see lots of green shoots and something to get excited about for next season. Because, I am. And as usual, I bring my positive self to the Blues.
Mate, always, that's all we ask. That's why we love you. Thanks very much for calling in.
You take care, and I'll catch you next time from somewhere else.
Go Blues, my friend.
Take care. Cheers, everybody.
Right. Legend Paul. Slobbo, $5. Terry, with Daddy's going to get your beard. Terry, you can't shave until we next win. I might have a fully fledged beard if that's the case, but deal. Andrew Grice. Change the history, performance-based pay, accountability for players. Why couldn't it work, Terry? Hey, I'm all for it. I'm with you. Johnny fucking Holden.
Terry, how are you, buddy?
I'm good. Are you stationary? Do you need me to wait for you? Or?
I will be in about 10 seconds. So, yeah. I was driving home and I was listening to you and listening to all the guys comment that. Now, just a couple of things left to centre. You know what I'm like, always left to centre. One of two things. If Graham Wright has backed Michael Vossi, Graham Wright's neck is on the line here. So the fact that he's actually backed Michael Vossi with his first real decision out in the open tells you a lot that he believes that he is the right person. Two, we hear all this talk about these so-called spoilt, petulant players that can't get their own way with Michael Voss because Vossi seems to be implementing a game plan or a system, and you often hear that there's a lot of upheaval with a lot of the guys who don't want to curtail to his way. Now, you look at how many coaches have we lost along the way. It's been, 4 since Cripps been there? The thing that gets me the most is we all seem to... Hang on a minute, park. I was going through an intersection, so I couldn't stop. The biggest problem I find is that we seem to think that we have to. There's no if and we have to win a premiership with this group of players. And I've been saying it for a long time, mate. I don't care if it's them or it's not. If Patrick Cripps helps us get there, great. If he's not there, bad luck. See you later. Now, we seem to have the same group of people who have gotten rid of, 3 coaches, almost 4. One being Jack, one being Charlie, who are having their names bandied around at all different clubs. Now, I don't know if you've ever worked in an environment where you've been a manager or a boss or something, and you go to a new job and they give you a little bit of leeway, and then all of a sudden you find out you've got a handful of spoilt brats who don't like change. They don't like to implement change. They're stuck in a rut, and it's their way or the highway because they've been there longer than what you have. I get a feeling that there's a lot of that happens at the club, that Jack and Charlie and Patrick, Paddy, and all these guys are the chosen one, and everyone's made all the commentators and people around the club have made such a big deal of the rebuild of 2015 that these are the guys that are going to take us to the promised land, and it's almost like they're the chosen one. They are the ones, and they're the untouchables. From an outsider looking in, and this is just a left of field way of viewing it, rather than sack the coach, sack, because that's what we've done for the last 20 odd years, and it hasn't worked. You go back and have a look through the AFL. All the teams that wait 3 years, don't get what they want, sack a coach. They're all the ones that are struggling. Us, Essendon, St Kilda. The list goes on because they keep following the same philosophy that if you can't get us into promised land within 3 years, we're going to sack you. Well, that doesn't work these days. The way the system is, the way football's played, it doesn't happen. It takes a good while for it to all gel. Flip side, people keep thinking that Michael Voss can't change. Okay, yes, this game plan going forward isn't going to be sustainable. He can make a decision and go, you know what, okay, it hasn't worked. I'm going to go away and change a few things and come back with a different game plan. Damien Hardwick did it in 16, came back in 17, different game plan. The rest is history.
Plus,
other coaches have done it.
Plus, they would have had some sort of a conversation around, all right, we need to get more of this type of player here or this type of player there.
Absolutely, 100%. And the other things are, I don't think if we have this game plan going forward, I don't think it's sustainable, right? I don't think it's the 2025 way the game's played anymore. But if Fossey can go away, and especially if they give him new people to come in and help him, and he implements a new game plan, now he's capable. I mean, he can think on his feet. We do have that ability where we might have a chance. Maybe he's gone to, or Graham Wright's gone to him and gone, Bossy, look, you need to change this. We'll get you X, Y, and Z. Are you in for the challenge? He might have gone, okay, yep, let's go for it. The flip side, the other thing is, people keep saying about the recruiting. In one hand, we're hearing one of the biggest things that's come out of this year is the growth of O'Farrell, Carroll, and all these youngsters. Well, isn't that part of our recruiting team that are there now? Our biggest problem, and everyone keeps saying it, are our senior players who were recruited by Silvani and co. Now, they're the ones that need to be moved on. They're the ones that everyone, when you hear them saying, we got to sack Harry, we got to sack Walsh, we've got to sack all these, they're all brought in by Silvani and co, not Austin and co. Now, I do know not every single one that you get in a draft is going to be a golden egg, but if you actually go back and have a look from when Austin took over to today, there's only about 4 players that he missed. There's not many. Like, if you actually go and have a look at the list of players that got drafted, let's say like pick 13 was Ollie Hollins. Have a look at all the players after Hollins that we would have had picked. There's nobody. So in the 4 years, there's maybe 4 or 5 players that we could have got better than what we've actually currently got now. So sometimes you got to go, we should have got X, Y, and Z. And you go, yeah, but they weren't available. Oh, why didn't we get Butt? Well, he wasn't available. So if you look at what picks we actually had, and then work backwards or up the list and have a look who was available, we've only missed 4 or 5 players. So it's not that bad as what people think. Our best part of this year has been the half a dozen or 8 players that are all under 20 games. The growth for them, they're the ones everyone's getting excited about.
I don't remember watching this many kids debut in a season and sort of play. Some of it's been forced because of injury, but
yeah, I agree.
But I don't remember seeing like this many of them at once. Like, it's really like a changing of the guard pretty quickly.
Yeah.
You know, and they just got to get ready now for this next wave of, I don't know, maybe they think that they can rise again, maybe not to the top, but they can rise again in the next 3-year block, whatever it is. So, mate, it's the first step. There's more announcements to come, of course.
Oh, 100%.
You know,
but for me, it's if Graham Wright in his first real big decision has gone, you know what, Vossi, I'm going to back you. He's obviously seen something in Michael Voss that we haven't. And the problem is that we all sit in our lounge room and point fingers at Vossi because he's the easy target. Sack Voss, sack Voss. It might not be him that's doing it. You know, like we keep saying, like Vossi puts a game plan in place. The players go out and for half a game, they play that way. And then they throw the towel in. You go, hang on, that's not Voss. Like I've watched enough football in my time to go, okay, if the players are against the coach and they want him gone, they don't play full stop. You know what I mean? Like they don't try. You don't play half or 3/4 of a game of football and then give it away. You know, it's fitness, blah, blah, blah. Well, we just got a new fitness bloke in. Now, it might take 2 years before what he's implemented before it takes control, you know, before it takes over. And the other thing people sort of tend to forget, they've only got a pre-season to train and to get fit. During the year, it's a tune-up. Because you think about it, if we play Saturday, they get Sunday off, they recover Monday, Tuesday have a light run, Wednesday is their main train, Thursday's like they go and review what's the next coming game. Friday is a captain's run, which is normally a light run, and then it's game day. So that's how the week progresses nowadays. There's no more of this hardcore training. That happens in the pre-season. And a lot of this group were not available for a pre-season because they were injured or in the injury ward recovering from injury. So just hold our horses. I mean, you know, we're so quick as a group that we lose 3 or 4 games and we just want to blow the world up. And it's like, just relax. Like, you can have a bad year and rebound. Sometimes you can learn more when it's going tough, because then you find out who is resilient, who's in for the fight, who's up for the fight, who wants to challenge, rather than, oh, we're winning and everything seems to be fine. And when the shit goes down, everyone looks around and go, hang on, what's going on? We're not used to winning or losing. What's going on? What's going on? So sometimes it's a two-sided coin. I'm just giving it a different outlook. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just going, hey, how about you stop and think this way? Now, on a separate note, while I was in Vegas, right, can you remember when you first started, there was a guy from Sweden?
Name?
I can't remember. I think his name was Paul, I think. But there was a guy from Sweden. Yeah. I'm walking through the Grand Hyatt in Vegas. I got my Carlton footy jumper on. And the guy walks up to me, he goes, Johnny fucking Holden. I went, oh my God.
Way.
Sandy looked at me and she was just like, are you serious? We can't go anywhere without people knowing who you are. And I'm like, yeah. He goes, Blue Abroad. I go, yeah, mate, that's me. He goes, oh, how are you? I'm such and such. I used to be, I was like, I remember you. You're from Switzerland or Sweden or something. He was like, yeah, Sweden. I used to get on in the early days with Terry. He goes, but because of work commitments, I can't do it anymore. So, yeah, it was a tripper. Downtown Las Vegas, and someone recognised me and recognised Blue Abroad. So, yeah, I thought I had to let you know next time I got on.
Thank you. Wow, that is actually unbelievable.
Yeah, like, as I said, like I was walking around with my footage stuff on, and I wouldn't lie if I said 15 people come up to me. It was like, go Blues, go Blues. And I never heard or never saw not one other football jumper, cap, anything, yet I saw about 4 or 5 different Carlton jumpers. So we do get far and wide, mate.
We are blue and we are abroad.
Abroad, absolutely. All right, mate, you take care.
All right, mate, you too. See ya.
All right, mate, love you heaps, mate. Bye.
Oh, I've got a pep in my step, mate. It's great. This has been a miserable time, but we're up and about. Maxi, howdy, Tez. Great news today with Vossi. Keep Jack. Yep. Great news, Ree Vossi. Come home, Jack. Yes. Matthew has a party. Would have been so easy to sack Voss. Says a lot. Johnny fucking Holden talking some good stuff. Yeah. Up and about. Tony.
G'day, mate. How the fuck am I going to follow on from Johnny?
Impossible. Absolutely impossible.
I apologise.
Just be you, mate. You don't need to be Johnny. You just be you.
He made really good points. He was absolutely spot on. I made a couple of notes here. I actually agree. I think that for the first time the board's done the right thing and actually just grown up and said, you know what, we're just going to remain calm. And I think they'll look like geniuses at the end of this, because if it goes wrong next year, they'll say, well, we provided him every opportunity we could. We've done this, and this. And unfortunately, he's not our man. But if it works out, like it's, I think they've balanced it out right. It's the right decision. What do you reckon?
I mean, they went with Graham Wright's recommendation. And like I said earlier too, I think it might have been Josh. It's not like when Cook came at the very end of the process to hire Michael Voss, he didn't really have enough time and skin in the game to have a proper input. Whereas Graham Wright, he's literally watched the whole thing unfold this year.
Yeah.
So there can be no question about, has he missed anything? Did he not? Like, he's seen the behaviors of everything top to bottom on the inside. And I don't think it's unreasonable to think that he and Vossi can't have chats about football and the way that the game is going and the style and their philosophy on the game. And can you adapt to this? What do you think about that? And I actually think that's what Vossi's missed, because I don't know if he gets that with Brad Lloyd. And I certainly don't know if he gets out with Diesel Williams.
No, I don't think so either. I mean, you've got to question whether Diesel's actually got full cognitive capacity, given everything that he's spoken about recently. I would question that. I love him, but you'd have to question that.
Yeah, and I'm not taking my eye off the ball personally. Like, yep, this is the Voss conversation. Like, great, but let's not forget we still have decision makers who have failed miserably.
Absolutely. Like, I made a couple of little notes here. Like, some of the things that I'd like to see now is the club going, right, TDK, Silvani, are you staying or are you going?
Yeah.
So we can
tell us by like Monday, like enough.
Yeah.
Enough. What are you doing?
Yeah, exactly. And if you want to go without blessing, fuck off. If you want to stay, well then stay. But for me, I don't think I couldn't give a shit who stays or goes and takes us to the promised land. I just want to be in a position where we're always contending to at least be there in September, because that's what the main thing is. Everyone thinks success is defined by cups. Well, it's not. You've got to be in it to win it. I mean, look at Geelong as an example.
Well, Brisbane, how many people they actually made it and got over the hump?
Exactly right.
We're all like, I mean, I'm I have that prelim now as that's the greatest moment of my supporting life, which is quite sad. But like, Brisbane made, what did they make? 4, 5 before they actually won the thing?
Exactly. And what everyone's got to remember too, since 99, he has taken us there to a prelim. We haven't been any further than that since. So as far as I'm concerned, the last 25 years, he's been the most successful coach. So they've just got to get off that thing. They've made the decision now, which is good. I reckon you just got to stick with it. But I think too, the writing has been on the wall for the way the team list has been for that Jagger trade. Like, you think about it, the easiest thing would have been to just go for Houston. He was exactly what we needed, but clearly they've seen something within this list that goes, we probably need to reset a bit. And they've got to go backwards to go forwards. That's how I look at it. So they've done the trade. They've gotten Jagger in. They're playing a hell of a lot of kids this year, out of necessity to in some instances, but they've come in. We've been pretty impressed with them. So that tells me the development's been quite well. The recruiting over the last few years, I don't think has been as bad as what we thought. I think Johnny makes a really good point that everyone seems to forget, which is we've had that legacy of Silvani bringing over a lot of the GWS boys, at that time, and then a lot of the 2015 crop, and beyond. Some of them have failed. Like, I think the players have just got to take some accountability. I mean, they've fucking soaked up something shocking. Like, I mean, how many coaches? I mean, you get paid, do your fucking job. Like, if I could
I'm sure most of us currently or have worked in a job where you look at your boss and you're like, you're a fuckwit. But you got a job to do.
Yeah. Exactly right. You don't have to like it. You just have to respect that that's what the situation is and just do it.
You're not the boss, so you have to do your job.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, look at everyone's talking about Silvani. I actually have no problem with him going around. It's no different than you're in your current workplace and you start going for other jobs. And guess what? You have the right to decline it, but you're allowed to go and listen to it. And then, you know, if McRae wants to be a goose and tell everyone he's going on dates, this, and the other, well, that's fine. But I think as an industry, we just got to grow up a bit too and just go, you know what? It happens. We know it happens. And players has just got to accept that, you know what, if it gets out there, I do have to walk back in there. And they're professionals. They get all this.
Mm.
Do they or don't they? I don't know.
Well, I think since we went down the free agency path, all the other codes in the league. So if you talk about like the NFL, the NBA, they're obviously big free agency sports. They also have tampering rules. So we don't have tampering rules. Now, these meetings happen, but I mean, they probably might be happening in the NBA and the NFL too. But if they ever get leaked out to the public, there's consequences. So, yeah, I just think, I don't know if that's going to be a conversation that comes up in the next couple of years, because these meetings with coaches will, I mean, the journos are looking for a story. We don't have tampering rules at the moment. So coaches can come out in press conferences and be authentic, as Fly says. So until we make a decision as a league whether or not we want to allow that to happen, it's going to keep happening.
Yeah, I agree. And even just while you were talking, I was just thinking about, you know, there has been this talk around even cap and contract time lengths and whatnot, which like the NBA does. I think that's probably something they've got to look at. But I suppose back to the whole Voss thing, I think he's been meeting with Wright for weeks and weeks. So clearly they've said, you know, they've spoken about what they're looking to do, what they've been doing, what's not working, what has been working, and what the plans are moving forward. Like I was just reading while I was waiting, SEN reported that they're going to, you know, a lot of the assistants and whatnot, and I think Lloyd's included in that, are going to be told by the end of the week, fuck off, you know. You know, and basically...
Do you reckon we'll get an email that said the Carlton Football Club has told this so-and-so to fuck off?
Yeah, that's right. We, the Carlton Football Club, are delighted to tell Brad Lloyd and a few others, fuck right off. But I think the fact that they're going to, you know, you can already see on the Twitterverse that they're going, or X, they're talking about, you know, Hinkley. And so clearly they know they're going to surround him, right, which is the right thing to do. I think they're going to tweak that game.
Well, they should have done it from the start.
Absolutely. I mean,
like they were recommended to do.
Exactly. Because I think even Parkin came out and said that he like as a man manager, he's great, but strategically he needed some help. So what do? The complete fucking opposite. So,
mate, yeah.
So hopefully they do that. But if he fails next year or has another shit-house season, then they'll go, yep, we've provided him with every opportunity, and you know what? We've done what we've done, and then the narrative won't be so hard on the club that everyone will be like the Goodwin type thing. But it was the right time.
Yep. Mate, we'll see what happens. Quick one, predictions for Saturday. Are you intrigued? Are you just getting through? Can we win?
Oh, look, I'm just scraping through, mate, till the end of the season. It's been a long and tiring season. I do think we'll come out, we'll give him a good run for a little bit, and then we'll probably die in the arse again. I think changes-wise, the young fella will come out, obviously, which is a shame. Maybe Ches might come back in, or it'll be one of the, you know, if he's up, if he's not, then it might be, you know, like a Boyd or someone coming in, or in the back line, because I don't know if they'll want to get McGovern in and Trigger, because I suspect they're going to offload a lot of blokes at the end of this year. So,
yep.
But they shouldn't change a lot of the team anyway. They played as well as they could play within their capacity for a half.
Fair.
What do you
All
think?
right, mate. For Saturday? Oh, no. No, I
it's not going to happen.
No, I don't think we'll win. I don't think we'll win, but I just hope we don't get, an 80-point loss. I don't want to see a demoralizing loss, but I got a fear that it might be that way. But I don't know. We'll see. I'm like you, just get through. I want more clarity about what's happening moving forward. I want a new head of football tomorrow, and I want a board change as well. I want everyone on there to be of sound mind.
Yeah, not forgetting if they wipe their own ass or not. So
yeah. All right, mate. Good to speak with you. We'll chat soon.
You too, mate. Talk soon.
Right.
See you, mate.
See ya. Bye. All right, we've got a few more in here. We've got 9 minutes, 10 minutes until the teams come out. So let's go to Bangkok. Dione.
Hello, hi Tez.
How you doing?
Wow, I'm actually pretty happy now. Like, I've been a Vossi fan, but I also have been on the other side where recently I've I just want a decision made. And I think it's been weighing on him, weighing on the players. Really good callers, the last two guys, by the way. So I really enjoyed what they had to say. And our other people, if you're not as happy about Vossi, at least we're a big passionate lot. I'm reading all the comments in the chat while I was waiting. So everyone's passionate and they love the club. So I'm just happy that a statement was made. And I'm happy that for the first time in I don't know how long, it didn't leak out.
Yes. Yes.
That's a statement for me. And for some people, it might not mean anything. They might think, oh, you silly bitch. But seriously, I think normally we just have leaked. We leak like a sieve, yeah? Everybody, that little Tom Morris runs around. I can't stand him. All these people that have the news and all that kind of stuff. That for me is a big statement. And I think at that board meeting, there was threats made last night. If this gets out, there'll be help.
Well, it's interesting you say that. When I went to training a few weeks ago, I bumped into Mitch Cleary. And I asked him about, how did you know about the Charlie Curnow knee collision? Because I know I was there. And I just happened to be there that night because we were at a function, but there was nobody else at that ground but the players. And I was like, how do you know? And he was very happy to brag about the fact that he had one of the players telling him what happened that night. So that's the next one. Who's the rat in the playing group? Yeah.
No, I think I do love that didn't get out. I also think, you heard about Matthew Pavlich yesterday. There was no news from the Swans about that. There's no leaks in that club ever. No. Ever. Right? So, I was really pleased when I heard that today. And do I think, maybe he was a dead man walking next year? I don't know. But who was the guy on just before me?
Tony?
Yeah. What he said about, what the board can say and we can say as a club, we've given him every chance and we backed him for the last year of his contract. And I think that's a really pertinent thing as well. My next statement that I would like is that in, 10 minutes, that TDK is dropped tonight. That would be my next statement the club could make.
In like, until you let us know you won't play.
No, he's gone. Just drop him. I don't care about 100 games. I don't care if he has a child. I don't care if he's whatever. Like, I could care less.
But in 20 years, will we want young De Koning playing? And will we look back and say, oh...
I still think he's a chance to go to Geelong, to be honest, with his brother. Yeah. I still think there's something. It's going to be like Buddy Franklin, But, yeah, drop him. Drop him.
Make a statement. Fair.
Yeah, make another statement, yeah? Or I saw Pommy wrote in the chat, give him 72 hours, say you've got to tell us, otherwise then you can fuck off.
Yeah. We know who the coach is going to be. So if anyone's uncertain about that, here you go. So who's sticking around?
Yep, you've made the appointment now. Now build everything around him. Now build it all around him. Let's see. People might say, why don't they extend him? I can see that too. And you said that yesterday as well, Tez. But let's get this going now for next year and see what happens. But I'm glad that our board had some balls and wasn't just succumbing to the media pressure, because they were ready to feed on our carcass, and they may still do next year. I don't know. But I'm just shut them up. And they're so jealous that they didn't get a scoop on it. So
No,
jealous.
it's yeah. I don't remember this big of a news story about the club being broken by the club. So
Yeah, exactly.
we will
One
see.
last thing. I
Yeah.
hope he gets to speak his mind from now on, because I remember last year there was a game where he really came out very harshly on the players, and I liked it. It was when we lost to Geelong the first time. Let him speak his mind. I'm sick of, like, I'm sure there's somebody. They told me today that the closest relationship the coach has is to the media manager. Screw that. Sorry. Yeah. It can't be that. Like, I know you've got to say things for the members, etc., but speak his mind. Let him speak his mind. And I'm sure you'll see a bit of a freeing up of Aussie, a bit of a freeing up of the players now that they know what's going on.
I hope so. I would like them to cut the fluff when they talk, and everyone can grow up a little bit and they can start talking adults. A little bit of, if you don't like it, too bad type attitude.
Exactly. So
Love
I'm
it.
sitting here with my dog. She's asleep on the couch. So yeah, ready to watch some footy tonight and see what the teams are like.
Love it. Well, you enjoy. Thanks for calling in, and we'll chat soon.
Thanks a lot. See ya.
All right, bye. All right, got one more in the waiting room. Damien, if you're in the chat, I might need you to help with the teams when they come up. And Tom, you might need to hang around while the teams are dropping. Hello, mate.
Hey, mate. How are you?
Mate, there's a fresh energy about the Carlton supporters today. Let me tell you that. Far out.
I've been sitting on the fence with Vossi for a while, but I've more been sitting on the fence of, I just want them to make a decision. I think that's what half the issue was. Like, and now that they've made the decision, it's okay. You've got your structure now. Go for it. Like, it was that Willie warranty, what's Graham Wright going to do, that I think was more frustrating than
Can I just interrupt you there for a minute?
Yeah, sure.
I think your microphone is rubbing on your body, and it's like scratching. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Maybe it's my headphones. Hang on.
Yeah, it's like it's like rubbing on you, I think, and it's coming through. Sorry? Is
that better?
Sure.
Let me try something else. Whoa. How's that work?
Sure. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
It is what it is.
We're working with we haven't got a studio here. I think it's just will he warranty of, is he going to be the coach? What's Graham Wright going to do? That was the more frustrating part of all of this, on top of how we were playing. So I think that was the biggest key, that now that that's been set in stone, he can get the team that he wants next season, and then we can really have a go for next year.
Yeah. Hey, Graham Wright knows what he's doing.
Apparently so. But,
Graham Wright knows. It's going to be interesting to see who really was believing in Graham Wright and who really just wanted what they wanted.
Yeah, for sure. And it'd be interesting to see what assistant coaches they're going to go forward with. I think there's only 2 under contract, but it's whether they do it or not. This team will not go forward.
Hey, that's better. What did you do?
I fixed my headphones.
Oh.
They weren't good.
Sorry, mic on the beard. He's got his mic on his beard.
What do you reckon the team's going to look like? Big changes, or?
I don't know, man.
Cincotta laid 12 tackles in the Rezzies last week. And I think going off the game against Freo, if they're going to be they want to bring that pressure again, which they're going to need to against the Suns, because that's all we've got as a force against them. I think he'd be a good in to bring, but who goes out?
I mean, if we saw the injury report on Tuesday, so McGovern, Fantasia available to play, and we'll put their hand up. Cool.
Sure.
Chera, let me just get the quote up again. What they said with Chera. Chera was, they said round 22. So they have to wait and see if he pulls up from training.
Yeah.
Walsh apparently is going to be available.
Do you rush him back?
Well, are they rushing him back, or is he available?
Well, that's just it. Like, if we're serious and he's not 100%, there is absolutely no reason why Sam Walsh should be playing this week.
What if he is 100%?
Then if he's 100%, you put your best 22 players out on the field.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And that's the be-all and end-all. And if people say, oh, what's the point of bringing him in, anything like that? What's the point of anyone playing? Like, they've made the point with Charlie. He's not 100%, so he's been put on ice. So if Walsh is
Charlie
ready,
needs surgery. So
Charlie needs surgery, but
Charlie
I
needs
can
surgery.
guarantee you, if we were 5th, Charlie would be playing.
Yep, agreed.
So there's.
I think it's also a bit about, like, with the playing group, who's in, like, who's in and who's out. I don't know about you. I thought there was a better collectiveness for a bit longer with that playing group that played last week. Like, I know it all fell apart ultimately at the end, so maybe it was for nothing, but there was definitely a bit more backing up your teammate when he gets knocked, all those little things. There was a bit more of that, I thought, last week, which I thought was really interesting. Where it came,
we put out on the field, like, it wasn't littered with skill, and like our whole team this season isn't littered with skill, but it was full of guys that are going to have a crack, and I think they were put under the pump to be like, if you guys aren't going to put in, then you're not going to be here. And I think guys like Fogarty, especially, I think he played one of his better games last week, being assertive as that guy in the forward line that he's not going to kick you 5 goals. He's not that small forward. We've got enough small forwards that can kick 5 goals, but he's in the team to lay tackles, and that's what he did. And I think he sort of set that benchmark, because in 2023, he was the guy that was setting the benchmark. When he came into the side, we all of a sudden, it was like, when Fogarty's in the team, we win. So maybe there was that sort of. Do you remember that conversation when Cunningham?
I remember very clearly Lockie Fogarty being the barometer of the Carlton Football Club.
Yeah,
I do remember. I don't know. I think they'll. I just can't imagine that Graham Wright and Michael Voss haven't had multiple conversations about footy, the game style, the philosophy of the game, the speed of the game, the modern game, the balance of that. I don't care what anyone online says. No. I don't believe that Graham Wright and Michael Voss haven't had many of those conversations.
Yeah, and I'll throw one out to you in 2 minutes' time. Who's going to be the picture on the poster? This is my tinfoil hat coming on again.
Good question. Chat, who is it going to be?
It's going to be Elijah Hollands.
You reckon he'll play this week?
I reckon they've just been putting little photos out that the season's done, so it's not like he has to be good for the run. I reckon it'd be a big G up if all of a sudden they're like, he's back. Not saying that he is. I haven't heard a thing, but I just reckon that would be a huge thing, being like, Elijah's back. Because if they're not going to get Walsh back in, he's a big in.
All right, chat. Those of you watching, you've got 1 minute. Who will be on the Carlton Football Club's thumbnail for the thing? I think it'll be George Hewitt.
Oh, I think if there's no changes, it's got to be George. But the way Carlton's media team have been going this year, it'll probably be TDK. Like, it's sort of at that reading the room type of situation. Like, But I reckon it'll be huge but there's nothing for us to get up for.
If Walsh is back in the team, then I reckon they'll put Walsh.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. But again, it could be Orazio Fantasia as well.
Are you happy to stick around while the teams come out?
Yeah, I'm happy to stick around.
Because we're like,
we're
less than 60 seconds away. Oh, this is great stuff by you. That was a great.
I just think it'll be. They've just been slowly just saying he's back training. There was photos of him. He was in the background of some videos at training, like just being like, he's around where he's here and no one's talking about it. And we're talking about things not getting out of the club. I reckon that'd be a huge one, just to be the big, everyone's saying, oh, where's Elijah all year? Just to get him for the last few weeks of the season to show what he's got before we go into the next year.
I wouldn't mind a a photo of Michael Voss's head on a Stone Cold Steve Austin body, just like giving these ones out.
You need to get into AI and do that again. Get back into Vossy as just
Voss Lesnar, a bit of that.
Or even just get him on the Brock Lesnar coming back from the dead. Like,
all right, here we go. Wow, it's none of them. It's Billy Wilson.
Oh, Bill. Okay,
Billy.
He had a good game in the seconds.
It's Billy. Wow, the kid. He's in.
There we go.
It's Billy. Carlton has made 2 changes. All right, playing his first game since round 14. Hudson O'Keefe will play. He will be joined by Billy Wilson.
Now, if this
coming
isn't
out of the team
of Vossy being like, this is sorry.
One second. Wilson joins Durden, Evans, Motlop, and Young on the bench. It means the Blues will have 7 players with under 25 games of experience and 9 players aged 21 and under. Wow, they're really ramming home the youth, aren't they? Reaffirming Michael Voss's previous statements that the Blues will continue to give youngsters the chance to stake their claim. Unfortunately, one of those players who won't feature is Harry O'Farrell. Mark Pitternet has been omitted.
Okay, shit.
Hang on.
This is the conspiracy theories going crazy now.
Is TDK staying?
Hey, I sent you that video through the week. Maybe that's what he was. Maybe Josh Tracy is the inside guy of the AFL.
Hang on a minute. Hang on. So Harry O'Farrell out, Pitternet out, omitted. Right. In O'Keefe, Billy Wilson, the kids. They're all there. Every single one of them except for Lucas is in there. Sard, Wiedering, Carroll, Cowan, Young, Haynes, Akers, Cripps, Moya on the wing. Interesting. Hollands, Mackay, Will White with Fogarty, O'Keefe, and Zach Williams in the forward line. The followers are DeConing, Cooper Lord, and George Hewitt. The interchange bench, Wilson, Durden, Young, Motlop, and Evans. And the emergencies are Binns, Pitternet, and Chincotta. I'm stunned.
Yeah, I'm pretty stunned that Pitternet got omitted, especially against the ruck that we're going to be going up against.
What if DeConing's staying?
Yeah.
What if he's staying?
But I think those ins are Vossy's not now trying to coach to save his job. He's now coaching for 2026 and beyond. Like, that's what that team gives me, is him being like, all right, I'm here now. And these are the guys that are going to take us forward, instead of, drag it out. Mitch McGovern back 80%, Orazio coming in. Bring Billy Wilson in.
Mate, young Billy.
Yeah. He deserves it. He's played really well in the seconds this year.
Yeah. Afrim, shout out to you. You did call it. Very good. Very good.
They're good ins, but yeah, man, if DeConing goes now and they're dropping Pitternet, that's also what's going on. But Hudson O'Keefe is also I just want
to give a little shout out. This is brilliant by Frankie. Mark Omitternet.
That's a good one.
Maybe TDK was leaving if they sacked Voss. Are we cooked, chat? Yes, we are. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, mate.
We are.
Yeah. We're still doing ladder predictors. That's how cooked we are. I can't get over. That's thrown me, the ins and the outs.
I'm stunned that TDK's. Yeah. I'm stunned.
Because if you put that team up against the Suns now, they're all of a sudden a really experienced side, the Suns, to what we're going with. So, which I never thought I'd ever say in the history of the AFL, that we're less experienced than the Gold Coast Suns.
Yeah. Well, I'm just, I'm a bit speechless. Yeah. Everything today has just been a little bit funky. Let's have a look at the teams from the Gold Coast point of view. Wow. My man Sam Flanders has been dropped.
Dropped?
Yes.
He normally kills us as well.
I want him. I want him bad.
Oh, who they brought in though?
Yeah, Malcolm Roses.
The audition.
What, Malcolm Roses audition for Carlton?
They reckon he's coming next year.
Who's they?
The Gettable and all those guys. Malcolm Roses in Carlton jumpers. They all reckon Malcolm Roses is coming to Carlton next year.
Yep. Yeah, righto. So George Hewitt will share a 200th game milestone with Jared Witts and a 50th game for Connor Butterick.
Jared Witts is worrying without pitting it, man. Bashes TDK.
Does he?
Yeah, he's a big sort of. He's like the Tristan Cherry type, just unmovable. So
why am I getting?
Mate, you're getting that feeling.
I'm getting vibes. I don't
know.
what.
Game day is going to be good. The game day is going to be good.
Do you know I was saying today, like, and I said it yesterday, like, I don't know if I'll be going to this game. I'm going to this game. I'm going to be there.
Oh, we say it, and then Thursday hits, and you're like, oh, I'm going on footy, I guess, this weekend.
I'll be at this game.
Yeah. Oh, you have to. But I'm glad Alex Sexton's not playing. He has a bit of my heart. So he is the guy that kicked the goal with about 10 seconds left to go a few years ago.
Wasn't there one with? Oh, this is Gold Coast. Was it Ben Ainsworth in 2019?
Ben Ainsworth.
Round 4.
Oh, mate, there's been so many.
Does anyone remember that? That was when I slammed the desk. I thought it was Ben Ainsworth at the end, and I think McGovern might have. Or maybe it was Sexton.
And he was the sub, and he kicked it over Daisy's head because no one was on the line, and there was like 10 seconds left to go.
Oh, man, we went from kicking it to Michael Gibbons, and now we're kicking it on the head of Francis Evans.
Yeah, it's
Jack Bowe.
Jack Bowe's.
You're right.
He's now getting a game for one of the best teams in the league. So I guess things don't change, but. Yeah, I'm excited for this team. I reckon it's a good look at what we've got in the paddock.
Damn, I'm a bit thrown out. I'm also going to go watch real football tonight live. I'm going to the game tonight.
Are you?
Yep.
It'll be a good game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be intense. I reckon. Pies don't want to lose another one.
Who wins
tonight?
Yeah,
I've tipped the Hawks because I think they need it more, and they've got the forward line that worries the back line for Collingwood, I think.
Okay,
but I would have really preferred if Will Day was playing, but here we are.
Yeah,
okay.
I love it. All right, mate. Well, thank you for calling in. I will likely see you on game day, maybe.
See you there, mate.
All right.
Enjoy it.
Bye. All right. What do we think, Benny? I will be looking forward to Hawthorn getting it done tonight. I'll tip the Hawks. I don't know if the Hawks can make the finals if they lose tonight, because I don't think they can beat Brisbane at the Gabba in a couple of weeks, but I do think they can beat Collingwood tonight. So there you go. Guys, I do have to run. A bit short, but crazy stuff today. Crazy stuff. We'll see what happens. Final teams: Harry O'Farrell, Mark Pitternet have come out. O'Farrell's injured. Pitternet is omitted. Hudson O'Keefe is in, and Billy Wilson is in. And for the Suns, Sam Flanders is out, and Malcolm Roses is in. I will be here live on game day. We'll do it from. I've set it for midday, but we'll see what's going on early on Saturday. Might do like 11 or 11:30. We'll go from there. Enjoy. Go Blues.